Hello and welcome to another Nimble video tutorial. In this video tutorial, we're going to look at some of the final web components that I was testing over the past couple of weeks. I want to talk briefly about AI, voice recognition, and some of the future developments of Nimble. Just overall go over the design and talk about some of the things that I have projected for this design over the next few years. Before I get into that, a couple of articles I want to look into. On Medium, a funny article, Goodbye Object-Oriented Programming. Cool article that that I guess takes you through the life cycle of object-oriented developer, dependencies, inheritance, polymorphism, etc., and how they broke over time. And I guess the takeaway from this is anything that you overdo will break. You have to have balance. I like object-oriented programming, but I would not prescribe object-oriented overkill, where every object must be inherited from smaller objects. Similar to the .NET platform. I do not like that design because it makes your code bloated. Another article, top 8 web trends for 2019. Number 1, artificial intelligence. Number 2, JavaScript. Good stuff. Progressive web apps, single page applications, mobile friendly web apps, and the hits keep coming. I'm in a good space to be playing around with this stuff, I think. But I want to talk about artificial intelligence. As I said, I consider myself a pretty good designer. I think a lot. I put pieces together like a puzzle, and I make sure I take a pragmatic approach to the success of anything that I build. And with that, what I've never spoke about, except to maybe a few colleagues, I have a module that was ready to go for Nimble for voice recognition. As you know, Nimble is a multi-instance, multi-desktop platform. So I can spin up multiple platforms and have things run in the background similar to what an operating system would do. So I had quickly got onto Google Voice using their API that was in the Chrome browser and built a voice recognition module. At the time I had created this, they were working on the servers for their platform, and they weren't backing up support if you use HTTPS, and there were some changes going on on the back end side, so I couldn't implement this right away. But I have already created the ability for a voice manager for Nimble. It's a factory. You load the factory in, and instantly you can control Nimble, similar to okay Google. You say okay Nimble, a microphone comes up and you start talking it through a software development steps. Okay Nimble, give me a dialogue, add a text box, set position of the text box to a particular position on the dialogue, and so on, so that you can voice control and create a dialogue and all of its components that would be taking place behind the scenes on desktop 2. After you've built the component talking Nimble through, you can be working on desktop 1. You would issue a command, okay, now give it to me. Once you say give it to me, all the work that you've done on desktop 2 comes to desktop 1, and then you can use it in your application. I had all that designed and laid out, but because they were having trouble with their API or they were making changes, I didn't have time to wait, so I just stashed it away for a later date. I may revisit that over the summer. I don't know. But the idea behind it is to have voice recognition on a platform like this and open up development to people who may need voice recognition. The disabled may need voice recognition to be a developer. That being said, fun times working with stuff like that, and I was able to conjure it together fairly quickly. It definitely made the platform fun to work on, even thinking about that type of enhancement. So today, we're going to look at some other components that I have here for Nimble. It's all about editors. Let's bring in some of the editors that I have. We have Ace Edit. We have Code Mirror. We know Code Mirror is what I currently use for the Nimble editor. I have a rich text editor somewhere here. This is CK Editor, also one of my favorites. And I also have a, I think, Tiny MC editor, which is not registered, but it will still run in a limited mode when you display it. So I'll bring all 4 editors on the screen or in the dialog, save it. And we'll build this application. And in a matter of seconds, we have a new Nimble app to demonstrate all of the editors that it supports. This top left app is, of course, Ace Editor. It has it supports, of course, JavaScript, code folding, this is Code Mirror, which is my personal favorite. You'll notice that my styling is still holding. CK Editor, this is a rich text editor. Oh, maybe not. I don't have underline on this, do I? I can change font. And this is MC Editor. I'm not really, this one is a simple editor. I've never really used this one much. It seems to just have bold and italic and yeah, just normal formatting. But still, a nice library I brought in. Tiny MC, I believe is what it's called. All supported by Nimble. Just to verify to see if there are absolutely no errors triggered when all these different libraries for editing text are brought into the platform and initialized. Triggered absolutely no errors, no conflicts. I'm really surprised that they didn't conflict with each other, but all in the same container window and running without a hitch. Just wanted to give you a good look at some of the options you have when you are, if you use Nimble, the things that you can play with are just, it's never ending. As people create new things, I'll be able to bring them in and add new functionality. The Nimble Solution, 2019. Thank you for watching.